ENAUTO Section 11 Summary Challenge. Building Cisco SD-WAN automation with Python. After the authentication request has been made against the API, which cookie name will it return? It's called JSession ID, right? And it's kind of very common cookie name, which is used not only in this API, but across the whole place. Okay. What type of feature template variable will prompt you for additional input when attaching a device template to a device? Ooh, okay. What type of feature template will prompt you for additional input when attaching a device template to a device? Okay, so we have device template, which references multiple feature templates, right? And we attach it to a device. And there are different types of feature templates, and there will be need for additional input for some of them. Okay, I am going to guess that it is local, right? Or is it device specific? So default is just like nothing is attached really, right? And so it's the default feature template. Okay, then there are global feature templates, and I understand that this feature must be global for everything. But then it's either device specific or local. To me, it means the same, but I'm not sure about the exact terminology. I don't remember how it looks in the SD-WAN UI, because there's definitely such thing as this one. I'm going to guess with device specific. It could be local as well. Okay, could be a mistake, but it is what it is. Which Python library can be used to build nicely formatted tables? Tabulate is a type of the library, and actually Tabulate can build tables in different styles, right? Uglier or prettier, all kinds of tables in text mode, of course. To obtain a list of all edge devices using getDeviceList, what input parameter do you have to specify in the query? Okay, when you query getDeviceList, you use the device object, device API object, you query this. And I think one required parameter is category of the device. And this parameter has two possible values, and they are controllers or vEdges, right? And because the question asks about all edge devices, of course, the value of this parameter must be vEdges. It is a named parameter, so we can write category equals vEdges, or you can just write simply vEdges as a string, and this will work as well. But the parameter is indeed category. Which URL do you use to access the Swagger API documentation? Ooh, was it in the course at all? Oof, okay. Is it API docs? That kind of makes sense, right? I don't remember this information at all. So it should not be SD-WAN API documentation because it doesn't even look like a legit URL, right? Cisco docs is too generic. Cisco API docs is as well too generic. And that must be an IP address port, assuming this is the IP address of the vManage device, and then just /API docs. Okay. What is one of the first steps before making an API call to the Cisco SD-WAN API? So before making an API call, we need to probably authenticate, right? Well, authentication itself is an API call, but it's not any kind of production call, I guess. So we authenticate, we send username and password, right? And with vManage, username and password is sent as an X3W www form encoded, right? So it's just a kind of web form encoded value. And then it returns the cookie JSession ID, which we can use to authenticate our subsequent requests, right? And of course, this all is kind of invisible and transparent when we are using Python SDK. Just do authentication, login, and that's it. Which request method is used to authenticate the vManage API? Well, it must be post, right? Because we are sending the body of our request, and in this body, yes, indeed, we have the. Do we have? Yeah, we do have this, right? So we have the header, content type X3W form URL encoded, and then the body itself contains the encoded value for username and password. So that should be post. Okay.